Okay, welcome back everybody. Here I am with another video. This is post-hyper summon. I just got if you saw my other video, which I recorded, I just got for my new character my cards from my free hyper summon welcome back reward. Now, initially in that video, if you watched it, you'll notice I wasn't terribly happy about the Dragoon card. But there are a few benefits for me to that, which I'll discuss in a second. First of all, review what I got. I got the Dragoon job maxed out. I wasn't too happy about it because it's not really the best breaker for multiplayer. A lot of people don't really like the Dragoon. And I'll mention why in a minute. I've kind of noticed already why. I got mage attacks, which I can use with the monk job. If you saw my new character part 1 video, you noticed I recommended early on using the monk training card in order to get through a lot of the game content. I explained strategies for that. So in some ways, the mage attacks weren't a complete waste. And then I got the Hellgate support card, which is a decent card. So let me quickly go to my ability cards. And so I'm definitely going to be upgrading to 5-star. There's no reason not to. These two cards. And this is where getting the Dragoon isn't so bad, since this is a new character that I have, because the 3 cards you get starting out, either beginning a new character or with the tutorial, are the Eris card, that's a fire attack, the Siegfried card, which is water attack, and then this poor Onion Knight stone attack. And it just so happens that the Dragoon can use all 3 of those. I'm not going to use my Grow Stars to upgrade this card. It's just not worth it. But it's easy to upgrade to 5 eventually, so I will upgrade those. And remember, you know, part of our goal here is to maximize the use of our limited resources, and one of our very limited resources are Grow Stars. And so I'm not going to update this card with my Grow Stars that I got from the summoning. It doesn't help me right now. The Dragoon doesn't use wind, so that's no good. And also it just isn't, you know, it's an area wind attack. It's just not what I want to spend my Grow Stars on. It's not a good enough card, okay? And so I'm not going to use them on this either. Not going to use them on my Dark Attack either. So what will I use my Grow Stars on, right, would then be the big question. Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with saving them, but there are some things I have to consider, though, for continuing forward. Now, back to the Dragoon. Why do people not like the Dragoon card for multiplayer? Why is it a bad... I don't think it's going to be bad for soloing and single player, but for multiplayer, what are its limitations? Well, don't pay attention to the deck here. All I threw up here was the highest leveled cards I have at the moment. Because remember, your total deck level impacts your stats down here, and what you'll see is that even with these relatively high level cards, I only have 673 on my attack, and that just isn't that good. My Onion Monk has better attack than that. So this is the issue in multiplayer with this card for breaking. So the question is now, how am I going to play this card then? Well, I have to play it in multiplayer. For the 4-star fights, maybe some people are not going to, even if I have some decent cards that I get, they may not want me in those fights. So that's the problem, is how do I turn him into a good breaker for multiplayer? There's no easy solution. I told you that the poo-poo cards in another video aren't that useful anymore, because you can get that effect in combination with cards that have other abilities as well, and they're not that cheap either to upgrade. Their upgrade materials are event only or purchase a Magicite, and I'm definitely not using my Magicite on those. So that is my dilemma for multiplayer with this character. But he's still perfectly fine for 1- and 2-star fights. For farming, maybe I can do 3-star with him. Okay, we'll have to see about that. So that's pretty much the situation in multiplayer with him and with the issue with the stats. So going forward then, here are my 4 strategies, and you can apply these principles to your own game if you've restarted a character or not. But first of all, I will upgrade my 4-star cards that I have acquired for free. I will not upgrade the 3-star attack cards that I acquired. I will save my grow stars for better, more versatile cards. But if you watch my other card video, there is a card worth getting from the ability shop, and I think now is probably the time to do it. And if you remember, I told you that right now probably the best card in the game is this card right here, Knights of the Round. The reason is because it gives increase to 3 attack stats: your regular attack, your magic, and your break power. This is definitely going to be an important card for the Dragoon, whether I'm single player or trying to play in multiplayer. Even though healers should carry this in multiplayer, you can't count on it. Not everybody has it yet. So, also, it's sometimes worth carrying even if other people have it, because they might not cast it when you want it to. A healer might have other priorities. And this enhanced light and dark doesn't even help me out with the Dragoon, so that's a different issue. But this is a versatile card, right? I mentioned before, it's good for all characters except for the defender in multiplayer. Now, if you click on this box here, it tells you how many tickets it will cost you to buy the card and get it at max stat for that level. In this card, if I click it, oh, it doesn't tell you there, but it's a 3-star card. Okay, they're all 3-star unless you've acquired them. So, 3-star card, to max it out up through ability 4 is going to be 74 tickets. That's a lot of tickets, but like I said, this is probably the best card in the game right now. So I'm probably going to buy this. In fact, I'm probably going to get it right now. And I will use my grow stars on this card. I mean, it's rated as one of the best cards in the game that you can get from your ability. It's definitely the best card in the ability shop that you can get. I'll use it in every aspect of the game, and so it's worth my grow stars. So I'm going to get this card. I'm going to use my grow stars on it to take it to level 4, and I'll be upgrading to level 5 as soon as I'm able to. So we're going to buy this. It's one of the only things I will get from the ability shop. Okay, so let's go back to our cards. Let's go to card augment. And here we go, we're going to spend, probably won't be spending grow stars again for quite a long time. I'm intent on saving those. The only other card right now I would even consider would be this one, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it gives you the boons regardless of what level. So I'm probably not gonna upgrade that one right away. Let's augment that baby. And there we are. We got a 4-star Knights of the Round. Now, if I go back to Fusion, there is no way to upgrade the abilities on the Knights of the Round or the Hell's Gate, either of these support cards. There's no way to upgrade the ability on these through farming items in the game. These can only be upgraded right now through using ability tickets. And to show you, I have 1 level to unlock, and that is going to cost 24 tickets. And I'm actually going to do that. It's worth it. To max out this card is absolutely worth it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. This kind of card is exactly what we're saving our ability tickets for, if that makes sense. So I said I'm saving things. I'm saving them for these very useful best cards like this, not just for anything. And there we go. And so later, let's go back to augment, and we'll see what we need to augment it to 5, which I know I don't have the materials yet. Okay, this is a difficult one to get to 5 because that light dark isn't so bad, but the guy at the end of the light fight is not easy to defeat at the 60 stamina level. And so you kind of have to make a choice to... Yeah, that's not even in the realm of possibility for me right now, I don't think, beating that guy. Which means I'm probably going to have to farm at the 20 or 40 stamina level in the lagoon. Which means it's going to take a lot more stamina to get these cards. But that's part of the reason for using Mobius Day and those elixirs. That might be one of the things I try to do eventually. Okay, so the last step for the plan for the Dragoon character will be to go for the other way. We're going to improve this card. Is we're going to end up going to multiplayer, and I'm going to have to farm for materials for Sicarus cards. If you watched my video on card advice, that is one of the ways to get your best attack cards. The problem is that there aren't a lot of cards that are very good for breakers, and so the Dragoon is a warrior type breaker. So if I just look at this, you know, it's low break power. And these are really generally damage-focused cards, and so that doesn't help me very much at all for... It'll help me in single player, but not for multiplayer. Not at all. So, but the first one that I will go for, because I don't like the Earth card that I have, is I'll go for this area Earth attack card. This will be the first one that I farm for. You see the break power is horrendous, so this is only going to be good in single player, not multiplayer. So I have a huge multiplayer problem right now with that Dragoon in terms of really making him useful. And I really don't want to go for poo-poo cards, and that is really what it's saying I need to do. Okay, so that's it. So that's the plan. Sicarus cards, I got the KTOR. I will work on upgrading those 4-star cards I have to 5-star, and that's the next stage in the development of the character. Peace out for now.